Wednesday morning, you know what to do. Tune into the podcast just for a few. I'll be your guide with tips for your trade. Business success, that's what we'll create. They call it private practice, a world of its own, where entrepreneurs thrive and dreams are grown. From marketing strategies to financial know-how, I'll share the secrets, come on and take a bow. Welcome to the Private Practice Podcast, where I'll help you thrive and we'll have a blast. Tune in every Wednesday, and you'll soon see your business success. It starts with me.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. Today is Wednesday, so this is about bite-sized tips, tools, and strategies that you can implement in your private practice. But before I do this, I just wanted to remind you that we have the Marketing Essentials for Private Practice free workshop happening in July. So if you haven't registered for that yet and you'd like to come along, you will be receiving some training, plus some swipe files, plus some templates, plus other resources like workbooks and worksheets. Maybe hit pause now on the podcast if it's safe for you to do so. Go and sign up. It's free. It's happening in July, as I said, and then come back. Okay. All right. So what I wanted to do today was answer a question that came up in one of the Facebook groups, because it pops up quite a bit and I want to give you some useful, helpful tips that you can go and implement straight away. So first off, this lovely person has shared that they've opened up their private practice and they've been doing a whole bunch of things. In fact, they applied for working with victim services. They got their Psychology Today profile up. They made a website, and now they're even handing out business cards to medical professionals. But they really wanted some guidance about what else could they be doing to attract clients. And without knowing this person and without seeing the website and all of the things, I guess the guidance that I can share really is that you need to understand what marketing is. What comes to my mind, and as I said, this is only what's coming to my mind based on what I've seen in this particular post. It just feels like there's a little bit of let's throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks, and this happens a lot, doesn't it? We kind of feel like we need to be giving out the business cards over here, posting on Instagram over there, sending out an email over here, having a newsletter on the website over there, doing a discovery call over here, etc., etc., etc. And it feels like you're just doing so much stuff, and oftentimes it feels like really not much is working. So let me take some of this off your plate for you, because you don't have to do virtually any of those things. In fact, did you know that most of your clients will be coming to you through your website? So that's where I work with my private clients. It's really on making sure that that website is gold. Now, I have done, since I've been back from Dalesford, yes, officially back, it's all wonderful. I feel like I haven't been away. But I've done 4 website audits for practitioners over yesterday and today being Tuesday. And I can tell you hand on heart that we've got big problems when people are writing their websites, because if you don't know what to write, you don't know what to write, and that's going to affect the ability for clients to do things like book in with you. Okay. So for example, on the website, a couple of ideas that can help really raise your website in the rankings on Google include making sure that you've got the terms and conditions as clickable links on the footer. So that's strategy number 1, tip number 1. Do not mistake the website privacy policy or the website terms of service for being your private practice terms of service and your private practice policy. They're completely separate things. So make sure that you have those as clickable links. If you don't have them, what happens is your website is not legally compliant with the requirements under the Privacy Act in Australia, and Google just won't let you verify your business, and it will not show your website to people. You will kind of get, in a way, like Instagram does shadow banning. That's what Google will do. It will just stop the reach altogether, and people will have to really dig through Google to try and find you. And we don't want that happening. It's a really easy fix. Just make sure you've got them on there. The second thing with your website too, and I see this a lot with Wix websites, just because it's something they do that a lot of the other website builders don't, is a Wix website will have the icon for social media like Facebook and Instagram, and it will direct people to the Wix Facebook and the Wix Instagram. And if you don't know that and you forget to go and put your own links to your own social, what's going to happen is people will want to go and see what you're doing on your social media, but they'll be taken to Wix. Just looks really messy and unprofessional, and we don't want to do that. We want people to feel safe, like they're in good hands, like you know what you're doing. Okay. The other thing is lack of a really clear message. So writing on the top of your website that you're here to help everybody and you provide a safe space and all those kinds of things, it's really generic, it's really vanilla, and it's not going to get you a client. What will increase the likelihood of you getting inquiries and bookings is to have a really strong message that lets people know right away that they're in the right place to get help. Okay, so this means it needs to be a niche specific message. So if you don't have that, that's your other tip. That's your third or fourth tip so far. Go and do that. Okay. The next thing with your websites is, of course, make sure that they're optimized for SEO. And SEO, while we have SEO tools in our website builders that are fantastic and you should absolutely be using them, they're not deep, right? They're very general and they're very basic, and they're designed to give you some support with your SEO, but they're not going to solve everything. Like, for example, your website builder will show you what words to put on every page and in headings and things like that, but it's not going to tell you about headings and where you need an H1 heading and where you need an H2 heading and all those kinds of things. So please make sure that you do spend time working on the SEO. If you have a blog, this is the next tip. If you have a blog, please make sure that you're blogging regularly. If you have a blog that hasn't been touched since 2021, I would just delete that blog page off the website because it's not serving you. In fact, it's doing the opposite. It's telling Google that your website is outdated, and we don't want that. And it's also telling clients that, you know, hey, this isn't current information. This therapist isn't up to date with things. And what sort of impression is that going to make on potential clients? So just don't do it. If you're in the mood, what I would recommend is you batch a few posts and have them ready to go so that you can publish one at the same time every week, so that you've got a consistent lot of data and information there for people to read. Okay. That's the next one. The third one that can really be so helpful is including a welcome video on your homepage. Not many people do this. I don't have one yet on mine, but it's certainly something that I'm in the process of doing because it draws in more people, yes, but also it leaves people on your website for longer. So part of the algorithm for your ranking on Google is the amount of time that people spend on your website. So of course, if you've got a short welcome video right there, even if it goes for just 60 seconds, that's going to be super duper helpful in terms of getting the website ranking more. The other thing too with websites is you actually need to be doing something with it. Your website needs to be working for you. So are you even taking time to track the number of inquiries that come from your website? Are you taking the time to look at the number of visitors that it's getting, or what's the bounce rate, what's the click rate, what tabs are people staying on, what's getting consumed and what's not. You need to be aware of all of this. It's not enough to just think, well, I've got a website, so tick. No. The website needs to be working for you. The website should be sending you clients every single week. The website should be sending you inquiries every single week. If it's not, then reach out and book in for a website wellness checkup with me, and I'll show you exactly what to do to fix that. Because without getting those inquiries and without getting those bookings, where's the business? Okay, we need to make sure that you've got all the things in place to help you with the business. The next tip or strategy is to look at ways of driving traffic over to your website, because yes, Google is going to send it out based on the SEO that you're infusing into it, but also you need to do some legwork as well. And so we call this driving traffic, right? Driving traffic over to your website. So have a look at how you're doing that. One of the ways that is, recommended is to offer something to clients and mention it if you're also marketing on your social media or email, things like that. Let people know that if they visit your website, they can get something. Maybe they can read more about this blog. Maybe they can download a free resource. All those kinds of things. So all the time, you should be trying to send new people, not existing people, but new faces should be coming over and having a look at your website. So do have a little bit of a think about, okay, what am I doing here to drive traffic? If you are already doing those things, have a look at what's working. So if you are offering a freebie, how many people are actually signing up for it and downloading it and being added to your email list, right? And are you happy with that number? And compare it to the number of people that are actually visiting the website. Like, what's the conversion rate here? So have a look at that. If it's underperforming, that's okay. We change it. Not a problem. We want to test, okay? We want to test. And you might offer a few different things on different pages of your website and just see what works and what's landing for your audience and what's not, that's one thing that can really help. I've just forgotten my train of thought here, but yes, driving traffic to your website by offering something free is going to work if what you're offering is of a high perceived value by your audience. So that's why I have a philosophy myself of never holding back. I'll always give away my best stuff because I genuinely want to be helpful to people. And I think that when you do that, you show people how you can help and that you know what you're doing. So that's just something that's really, really important. The other thing to think about too is, when it comes to driving traffic, if you do get somebody's email address, which hopefully you are, have you got your sequences in place to be able to support building that connection and building the relationship? Or are you just sending no emails, or is it random, or like what's happening? So there's a few different things going on there, but instead of coming back to the original question, which was, I made a Psychology Today profile, I'm handing out business cards to medical professionals, I've made a website, I'm doing all these things. Instead of doing all those things, do one thing really well, and that one thing has to be your website. Once the website is done and it's working, i.e. it's converting and you're getting inquiries on a weekly basis and you're getting bookings on a weekly basis, then and only then start going and applying for other things. Start handing out business cards if that's what you want to do. Set up your Psychology Today profile, all those kinds of things. The website must come first in our industry, okay? So I hope that this was helpful. As I said, you're not expected to know all of this because you didn't go and learn about marketing and how to do a marketing course, but there's a lot that, you don't know what you don't know, right? So do think about coming along to the free workshop. It's in July. You'll get 3 days of training plus templates plus resources that you can use and deploy right away to help you build visibility, to get new candidates for positions if you're a group private practice and you're needing visibility and marketing around that, but for the rest of you around getting more clients and inquiries for your beautiful private practice. I hope hope that this was really helpful. I will see you in the next episode and hopefully see you at the workshop too. Check the show notes for links for that. And yeah, have a wonderful week, everyone. Bye for now.
On Wednesday morning, you know what to do. Tune into the podcast just for a few. I'll be your guide with tips for your trade. Business success, that's what we'll create. They call it private practice, a world of its own, where entrepreneurs thrive and dreams are grown. From marketing strategies to financial know-how, I'll share the secrets, come on and take a bow. Welcome to the Private Practice Podcast, where I'll help you thrive and we'll have a blast. Tune in every Wednesday, and you'll soon see your business success. It starts with me.